Good afternoon, Toastmaster, Madam Toastmaster, distinguished guests. It's a great joy to be able to speak today. And I'm supposed to be proficient in my speaking because I'm speaking from my topic is about, the title is The Power of Touching Others. It's how Sandy and Sandyhook changed us all. And this is from the Advanced Communication Manual, the entertaining speaker. So if I'm not proficient by now, then I must be in trouble. So anyway, I'd like to say this to you, that this year we've seen two devastating events. We've seen Sandy hit the eastern seaboard, destroying homes, destroying lives. And we've seen Sandyhook, a tremendous tragedy that has taken the lives of 20 children and 6 teachers, an incredible tragedy in Connecticut. And I believe each one of us, both of these tragedies have touched us all. And you know something, when you talk about touch, Jeff, could you come up for a second? I want to do a little demonstration here. I like to be dramatic, so Jeff, I've known him a while, but I want to give him a hug here. Okay? You see I'm touching him? Now that's touch. Thank you, Jeff. Okay. Touch is to bring a bodily part into contact so as to perceive through the senses of the intent to understand or appreciate. When you hold somebody, whether it be a friend, whether it be a loved one, whether it be, in the case of a baby, holding a baby, there's something powerful about touching. And it's so important to understand that when you can touch a life with your hands, you could dramatically change a person and their countenance and even the way they feel about themselves. And it's so important. There's an old song that says that touching Jesus is all that matters, and your life will never be the same. Or God, when you touch God, and with your hands, with your emotions. And I think we understand something, that touch therapy works. In one landmark study, that they said even a stranger's touch was calming to someone. It's so important that if touch can help you to be less anxious, you're likely to stay well. And I think it's important to understand that women generally, most of the time, when they're friends with each other, they hold hands, they hug one another a heck of a lot more than a man does. And you know that men have so much unmet touch needs, but they need to be touched. And personally, I am a touchy-feely type of guy. I don't mind hugging people. And my father passed away when I was only 16, and that left a tremendous void in my life, the need to be touched. And I would subsequently found myself wanting to be around other men. I would go to men's meetings, I would go to men's retreats. I became very involved as a men's leader. But what I needed more than anything was to be held by another man, to be affirmed by someone. Because I lacked that. It's so important that dad was not there, but it's important that there was other men that God put in my life to fill that need. And to this day, I still need the touch of another man. So it's important to understand the power of touch. And you know something, visually, it's important for you to understand. I'm going to give you some pictures here of, this is of Sandy. And you can see here that this, I don't know if they're husband and wife, but they're holding each other. And there's comfort and strength in that touch that they have right there. You see right there? And I'm wearing here my garment from my time of volunteering with the Tunnel for Towers Foundation. I actually volunteered yesterday. And we had people from the Thomson Reuters team here at 195 Broadway that went out to Staten Island with me. And we helped touch the lives of others. And in particular, this is Billy. Billy lost almost everything here. Billy lost almost his whole home from Sandy. Now, he's smiling right here because we helped him out, me, Eugene, and a couple of the guys, strip his whole house down because of the water levels. But you know, it was beautiful just to see him at the end smile, because it's the power of touch. And the power of touch is so important. Even with what happened in Sandyhook, we saw that these people that lost their life, these young children that lost their lives, particularly the teachers that huddled around their students before they died themselves. There was one teacher that held her student in her arms, cradling her before she was killed. But she wanted to touch him, to let him know it was all right, to make them feel that secure, even at the last moment. One teacher, Miss Soto, that cradled, that shielded her students before she died, because she wanted to touch her students. And that's the power of touch. It's so important to understand that these 20 children that died in Newtown, Connecticut, have touched the lives of millions across the world. We'll never forget these children. We'll never forget these teachers, like this teacher here, Miss Soto, that lost her life, and the principal, Dawn Hotspring, that lost her life, because they touched lives with their life. And look, you see a photo of the president. He was crying at the presidential address, talking about Sandyhook, excuse me. And here is a photo of the children being huddled out of the classroom, and a makeshift memorial. See, 2 events in the span of 2 months have touched us all. And understand this, that you and I can touch the lives of others today by what we do when we walk out this room. I appeal to you that make a difference in someone's life by touching them, by picking up that phone and just telling your loved one, I love you, by telling your friend who maybe you can't forgive, get on that phone and say, I forgive you and I forgive myself for not reaching out to you. Touch somebody. Touch somebody on the street. You know, one of the things that came out of the Sandyhook was something called, on Twitter, it's called 26 Acts of Kindness. And it was something that Ann Curry put together of NBC News. And out of that, people are doing random acts of kindness for people out in the street. They're touching the lives of others. I thought about doing something myself. And what I do yesterday, I volunteered yesterday in the same place for Tunnel to Towers. So I would say to you that touch is something we could all do. We could touch each other with heartfelt words of kindness. So don't ever think that you can't make a difference in somebody's life by touching someone. It's so important you understand something, that don't stand on the sidelines, go touch a life with a hug, a phone call, an email, and the back of kindness. Volunteer and be an agent of God's amazing touch. You be the hands and feet. And don't ever think that you can't make a difference today. Thank you.